to Norway, road trip with camper trailer in 2023. Hello there, how are you today my friend? Welcome to our caravan adventure. Let me introduce us to you. We are Aki and Mew, and we are adventure team called Shiny Spoon Hunters. Right now we are in Sweden, driving from Abisko towards border of Norway on Highway E10. The landscape around us is already stunning. Please note the side view camera to have better look at amazing rivers and rapids, and the magical mountains. I truly love driving here, and enjoying the beauty of the nature around me. Later the landscape will be even more enchanting. I am eagerly waiting to see fjords in Norway. A fjord is a narrow, elongated inlet of the sea or ocean, typically surrounded by steep cliffs or mountains. Fjords are often characterized by their stunning natural beauty and unique landscapes. As I already mentioned, this is Highway E10, and we plan to follow this road all the way to the southern end of the Lofoten archipelago, through the fairy tale-like landscape of Lofoten. Our final destination is O, in Lofoten. O is a picturesque fishing village where, depending on how you look at it, locates the end point or the starting point of this Highway E10. E10 belonged to an international e-road network. That is a numbering system for roads in Europe. Here are a few interesting facts for you. North-south routes have odd numbers, whereas east-west routes had even numbers. The allocation of numbers progresses upwards from west to east and from north to south, with some exceptions. Reference roads and intermediate roads, called Class A roads, have numbers from 1 to 129. Branch, link and connecting roads, called Class B roads, have 3-digit numbers, above 130. The European Route E10 is a Class A road, and it is the second shortest of them, spanning approximately 850 kilometers 530 miles. It originates in O, Norway, and concludes in Luleå, Sweden. The Route E10 passes through cities O, Leknes, Svilver, Gullsfjord Bot, Avinas, Bjørkvik, Kiruna, Tura, Luleå. I have seen E-labeled roads, but I never thought about that in more detail. So, we learned something new together. That is really nice. I mean, sorry about the info dump, if it's not your thing. Let's get back to our journey. Yesterday we arrived to a mining city, Kiruna, and started following Route E10 towards Lofoten. Kiruna is very interesting city, and has unique story due to mining, but that will be a topic of another video later. By the way, did you spot a railway track on our left? It is visible on the left right now. Kinda neat that I just talked about the mining at Kiruna. This line connects the mining town of Kiruna in the north to the port of Narvik, and in the south to port of Luleå. This is called iron or line, Malmbanan in Swedish, and it is a 398 kilometers to 147 miles long railway in Sweden. It stretches from Riksgränsen at border of Norway to Boden in Norrbotten. As you saw in the map and as I mentioned earlier, the term iron or line can also include the northern part of line in Norway, called Lofoten line, traveling from Riksgränsen at border to Narvik in Norway. The total railway from Narvik to Luleå is 473 kilometers, 294 miles long. The railway is mainly used by heavy 8,600-ton or freight trains operated by mining company LKAB's subsidiary, called Malmtrafik. These trains transport iron ore from mines to the ports of Narvik and Luleå. Now, let's focus on the mountain on the left side called Låktatjåkka. The mountain has an elevation of approximately 1,569 meters, 5,147 feet above sea level. There is also a trail to Sweden's highest mountain station, located at 1,230 meters above sea level. The Låktatjåkka mountain region promises to offer a genuine and immersive outdoor experience for those who appreciate solitude and the natural beauty of the Scandinavian wilderness. Unfortunately today is cloudy, so no clear mountain tops for us today. Right now on our left is Vassijaure railway station. The main station building is very impressive. Vassijaure station was built from brick in 1913 according to Folk Zettervold's drawings. The building also served as a transformer station for the railway due to electrification of the line at 1915. The converter equipment was used to change the 50 Hz frequency of electricity from the national power grid to a frequency of 16 and 2/3 Hz to be suitable for electric locomotives. Nowadays, the station building also houses a railway technical electrical museum. We need to visit there someday. Soon we will arrive to Riksgränsen, a small town at the border. Interesting fact, Riksgränsen is a popular location for European car manufacturers for winter testing their new car models in pre-production phase. A pre-production car is a prototype or test version of a vehicle that undergoes rigorous testing, refinement, and validation before the final production model is manufactured and made available to consumers. A pre-production testing business brings car people to Riksgränsen and boosts the economy of the area. Now, on the left you can see a small apartment hotel called the Arctic Lodge. It has charming slogans saying the mountain begins when you step out the door. Do you remember Vassijaure station? And the lake Vassijaure on the left side. On the left you can still see it. It is a long lake, covering an area of 6.22 square kilometers. Buildings you can see on the left belong to town of Riksgränsen, including restaurants, hotels, a grocery store, and a railway station. The present-day Swedish-Norwegian border, defined by the Strömstad Treaty in 1751, has seen several alterations since its inception. The settlement of these towns, Riksgränsen and Bjørnfjell, took shape alongside the railway, the Lofoten line in Narvik municipality, precisely where the current border crossing station is situated today. This is it. We have just arrived to Norway, our destination country. Unfortunately, today is a bit gloomy and cloudy, I thought. But I was also reminded that, despite the absence of bright sunshine, days like this offer magical and beautiful experiences. It feels like the landscape suddenly changed. After crossing the border, it looks rockier and stonier in a mesmerizing way, compared to the Swedish side of the border, doesn't it? There are many small cottages in this rugged, beautiful area. These cottages, known as hytter in Norwegian, are a significant part of the country's culture and lifestyle. In this area, hytter are commonly used as recreational getaways for Norwegians. People from urban areas often own or rent these cabins to escape the city and enjoy the tranquility of nature. Many Norwegians have a deep connection to their rural heritage. Owning a cottage, cabin in the countryside, is a way to maintain this connection and continue traditions associated with outdoor activities, like fishing, hiking, and skiing. What actually is difference between a cabin and a cottage? The choice between the terms depends on size, location, and the desired level of comfort and convenience. Cabins are typically smaller, rustic structures found in remote natural settings, often with log construction, while cottages are larger, more versatile dwellings that can be located in various settings and feature a wider range of architectural styles and amenities. In some places, the terms may be used interchangeably, while in others, they may carry distinct connotations. Ultimately, the choice between a cabin and a cottage depends on the location, purpose, and individual preferences of the property owner or occupant. But how about it? Originally, it was a very basic log cabin without running water or electricity, located up in the mountains and along trails, but today, It also refers to a wooden holiday cottage. This view kinda reminds me about a charming cottagecore dream landscape. Do you know cottagecore? In simple terms, cottagecore is a lifestyle and aesthetic trend that romanticizes a simple, rural, and idyllic life, often associated with cottages, countryside living, and a connection to nature. It celebrates the idea of a slower, more traditional way of life, emphasizing self-sufficiency, sustainability, and the appreciation of natural beauty. Cottagecore is not just an aesthetic trend, but also a lifestyle philosophy that seeks to find joy and contentment in a simpler, more wholesome way of living. It has gained popularity, particularly among those who appreciate its focus on mindfulness, nature, and the comforts of a tranquil and rustic life. I am wondering about a dream of freedom. I believe cottagecore and van life both embody distinct interpretations of freedom. The idea of freedom in these lifestyles is about choosing the way of life that aligns most with one's values and desires, whether that's the tranquility of rural living or the adventure of the open road. Cottagecore and van life share similarities in their strong connections to nature, emphasis on simplicity, love for outdoor activities, and a degree of self-sufficiency. Cottagecore involves fixed rural living, while van life is nomadic, centered around living in vehicles, emphasizing mobility and adaptability to a minimalist lifestyle on the road. This is an interesting discussion, but now it's time for a break and a coffee or tea if that is what you prefer. Thank you for joining our adventure. It was a pleasure to have you here. Take care. See you in next video. Eki and Mia.